the Beat. Now, Spiritualised Electric Mainline are back with a new album, their first for 2 years. It's called Pure Phase. Jason Pearce, welcome to the programme.
All right.
Let's talk about the album. What did you try to achieve with this one?
I think we refined a lot of what we'd done with the last album, Laser Guided Melodies, and kind of got into making very pure sound, very kind of where with the last album we layered up a lot of sounds to get the same kind of emotive maximum effect. With this one we kind of tried to get the same effect with fewer notes played, and kind of got into the idea that we'd rather listen to one person playing one sound beautifully than have to layer up loads of sounds to get the same effect. I don't think it's a radical change from what we do, but I kind of think the bands that come back and say, hey, look, we've changed, this is the new us, this is our new style or whatever, they kind of belittle what they did in the past. I think the roots of what we do have always been the same, and we've always been influenced by the same kind of stuff. And I think this album is just I think it's superior to Laser Guided Melodies, but I don't think it's easy to compare the two.
Why did you sort of arrive upon Pure Phase?
I think because of what I just said about achieving a kind of purity of sound, and I think that just relates to the kind of thing the kind of music we're into at the moment and into performing, as does Electric Mainline, which isn't. I think our press officer kind of got a bit of cheap press out of some kind of name change, and really the Electric Mainline relates in the same way that Laser Guided Melodies related to the kind of music we were doing and the kind of sounds we wanted to do. So I think Pure Phase, I mean, the phase also relates to the effect of phasing, which the whole album is shot through with, but not in a kind of obvious way.
Jason, you seem to have sort of like classic influences. I mean, you know, the Velvets, the Stooges, Brian Wilson, the Byrds. You know, what else kind of sort of goes into the sort of mixing pot as far as you and the band are concerned?
I think every kind of music. I mean, I've listened to everything from psychedelia through some classicals, through a lot of soul, a lot of R&B, and I think Spiritualised don't buy into genres. We're not kind of we don't kind of limit ourselves by saying, you know, we're only into ambient music, and I think people that do that end up with a record collection that has 80% filler. You know, I think we just try and buy into the cream of all good music.
Do you kind of sort of check what other people are sort of up to? I mean, you know, who do you think of as like your kind of contemporaries?
I think, not in that way, because I think a lot of music is fashion orientated in the way that maybe people get embarrassed about what they were wearing 5 years ago in a kind of, and maybe the music also follows in that way. I think Stereolab are a band that are doing stuff that is completely of themselves, and I think that they kind of work along some of the similar kind of things we work around, but come out with something that is considerably different, you know. I think now everybody in the band, all 5 of us, are very focused on this kind of music we want to do, and by having that we've got a kind of almost a kind of jazz feel to it, but without the kind of connotations that jazz implies, without that kind of and kind of like applauding, you know, people's solos and, you know, eye contact and all that kind of, you know, everybody's looking at the drummer or whatever. Without any of that, I think we've got a kind of we've managed to put something new into Spiritualised that I don't think we thought we were going to be doing a year ago.
Time for us to close the lid on another Beat Confection. We'll be back next week, though, with another tasty pick and mix of music, cinema and chat. Now, one more chance to strut your stuff before hot footing it to bed. It comes courtesy tonight on the programme from the Wild Hearts, who are live at Reading 94. Now, little known fact, the band's guitarist actually injured his leg while performing this song. When I told him to break a leg before going on stage, I didn't actually mean break a leg. See you next week. Good night.